And we're live.
Hi.
Happy Election Day, y'all.
Hi.
How's everybody doing? I hope you're taking care of yourself. Drink water, breathe, take a moment away from the screen if you need to. But we wanted to jump in and chat with you all on this historic night.
Hi.
um,
Look, y'all, I got pens. Okay. I got my red pens and my blue pens. I got my United States electoral map. I've been coloring in states and I've had to color in other ones because they tend to switch mid conversation. Uh so I'm gonna tell you guys my new favorite thing. Hi. For the election, and it's OMG WTF. And I got this from there's a writer who had a book out or who just released a book, and it's all about like the history of elections. And he talks about Ohio, Michigan, Georgia,
WTF is Wisconsin,
Texas, and Florida.
Texas, and Florida.
And so I guess those are like the key states that carry elections. But look, y'all.
Okay. So let's just get straight into it, right? Some people want to know some local results. Some people want to know some national results. Let's start with Ohio. All right.
I know that.
We're going to start with Ohio because Ohio is where it all counts. How do you pull this up?
Oh, look at you not knowing.
I know.
No. Which one do you
want?
Oh,
that one. Okay. So let's just do Ohio.
Pick one. Pick one.
Okay.
Pick one.
All right, y'all. So this is Ohio. This is what we're looking at right now. This is straight off of CNN. Let's go to, of course, Lucas County, where we're at. So, right, like there hasn't been much of an update. Looking like I've been comparing the Lucas County. I've been hopping all over the web all day. I mean, all evening, and I've been comparing the results from the Lucas County Board of Elections.
Make it bigger.
I don't know. The Ohio Secretary of State, and then also jumping back and forth between different places. But here's what we're looking at for Ohio, or excuse me, for Lucas County. 73% of Lucas County right now is reporting to have voted for Biden. Even right, which so everybody from Lucas County right now can give yourself a pat on the back. More than likely, what these results are from is from early voting, right? So all the people who early voted, if you stayed in line all that time at the Ohio Means Job Center, give yourself a round of applause. I know.
Do you have the tambourine?
Yeah, get the tambourine on. Lucas County.
This is my life.
All right. Yes, that is a tambourine.
Yes, it is.
Okay, and so that's great news. Another key thing to look at right here is Wood County. All right, so only one time since 1964 has a president has Wood County got it wrong. Basically, Wood County is usually in alignment with how the Electoral College functions, right? So one thing to keep an eye on is Wood County as we go through the night. Great news, though, right now, Wood County is 52% for Biden.
Yes.
All right, so that's a good sign. Now we're going to actually get into some of the local races. How do I get rid of that?
You can just scroll to the next one. Like if you no,
I'm sorry. Help me.
Where's the one that you want to go to?
The Lucas County. That one.
Okay. Alrighty. So we are looking at the Lucas County Board of Elections website. Looks like we have a 31% voter turnout, 93 ballots cast out of 299,000 registered voters. Once again, Biden.
Slow down. Go back up a little bit. Okay. So one thing to look at right here is no single precinct has fully reported all of their results. Okay. So keep in mind, it is still early. All right. It is still early. But if you want to look at voter turnout, you can compare this to other times, like say, and I know in the primary, this is about double the turnout from the primary, right? Which was about 16%. So already you're looking at twice the amount of people that voted now versus the primary.
Right.
A little bit less than twice, but that's what we're looking at. So as far as for president, 70, what we just showed on the CNN map, I like to show both maps to show that it is consistent. What's happened, I like to double check, you know what I mean? It's not that Donald Trump has gotten the fake CNN news into my head, but I got to double check. You see what I'm saying? But it is consistent, right? Exactly the numbers that we saw on CNN are the exact numbers that we see on the Lucas County Board of Elections website. So that is consistent. That is positive. And we're seeing 72% for Joe Biden in Lucas County, 25% for Donald Trump. It's important that basically, so the way Ohio works, let me go back to this big map for a second. We basically have to run up the score. Ooh, they just changed Wood County, it looks like. Ooh, okay. We'll get into that in a second. So here's the thing. In Ohio, you basically have to run up the score in the cities, right? So Toledo, Cleveland, Akron, Columbus, Cincinnati. I think this is Youngstown down here. Oh, no, that's Athens. Youngstown went back. Okay. We're going to have to slow down a little bit. But one of the things that you just saw, if you've been watching with us, is that Wood County just flipped from Biden to Trump. So all of that confident talk that I was just saying a minute ago about Wood County predicting each president, it is a nail biter, right? Like, we do need Wood County to go blue. For all of you that don't think your vote counts, right now there is a difference of about 500 votes between Trump and Biden in Wood County, right? So I just want to make that very clear. 500 votes. I don't know if my student council president was decided by 500 votes. So that's what we're looking at. But I think for all of us around here, and really, I think the nation, keep an eye on Wood County. I think however Wood County goes is going to determine how Ohio goes. Another thing I was surprised about was Ottawa County. I never really thought of Ottawa County as blue, but that's a good thing. But Wood County, that is estimated 74% of the results in. Okay, so one of the things that we talked about was the absentee ballots.
Yes.
Still here?
Yeah, you took over.
Go ahead to explain the absentee ballots.
Oh.
And how they tend to be blue.
I don't.
Okay. So absentee ballots, tend to, early voting used to be a Republican thing, but the higher the turnout, the more likely it is to be Democrat, right? And so absentee, the fact that so many people showed up to vote absentee leads me to believe that the early votes are leaning blue, but that more people might be voting that voted on election day might be voting for Trump. So we may be seeing some of a bit of a, it started off blue early, but as the later results come in from later today, I think what we just saw with Wood County, that's why, and that's what happened. So yeah, Trisha says whoever goes to, as Wood County goes, so goes the White House. All right. So we're going to put a hold on Wood County right now until we figure out exactly what's going on. And I'm actually showing Ohio from CNN just went from blue to red. So that stays on brand with however Wood County goes, so goes Ohio, and so goes the nation. So that's a little bit concerning right there. Okay, so let's go back to we're gonna stick a pin in that, and we're gonna go back to Lucas County, refresh these results. Again though, with Lucas County, it's still at 31.5%. Oh, now we have, this is an update. 2 precincts have fully reported. Okay, so Joe Biden's still at 72%. Let's go through some of the other races. Nick Rubando. You want to pick up there, Ruth?
Yeah, so Nick Rubando is actually an amazing progressive candidate who is running for Congress in District 5. He has been steadfast, I want to say, in his belief of Black Lives Matter, of equality for all, of making sure that his representation in Congress represents what's best for the majority of people in his congressional district. And he is currently winning with 60% of the votes going to him for his election for District 5.
So here's the thing, though, about Congressional District 5, though. Congressional District 5 consists of 14 different counties.
Right. So this is only for Lucas County.
Right.
Because of how the district lines are drawn, which is why it was so important for you all to take the census to make sure that district lines
were. Tell them how you feel, bro.
Yes. Okay. Look, I've been telling y'all to vote and take the census since forever ago. But yeah, so basically, congressional districts are drawn out based on the amount of residents, and then it can be manipulated and changed. You can have gerrymandering and redlining and things of that nature, which is how you can have Nick Rubando representing 14 different districts.
Counties.
14 different counties.
Yeah.
And others that represent maybe half as much or a third as much.
It's a tough race to win, right? Nick Rubando, I think if he got elected, would be, I don't know how else to say this, but like the badass white boy out the squad, right? Like, you know what I mean? The farm, like cool white dude out the squad, because he's definitely progressive. And if you've seen him out on my live before, I think he's cool. He's progressive. So I'm really hoping good things for him. And I'm hoping that, but in order for him to run, he has to run up the score in Lucas County. Let's go ahead and go on. Marcy Kaptur won. We know that. Yay. Marcy Kaptur has won this race since I've been alive. Right? I'm 36 years old. 82%. Damn. Right? Like, so that means a lot of, but I do want to pause real quick on Marcy Kaptur, right? Because a lot of people, sometimes you'll hear people talking smack about Marcy Kaptur, but look here, right? Marcy Kaptur, there's a lot of people that voted for Trump that voted for Marcy Kaptur, right? So 82% Marcy Kaptur got. That's 10% more than what Joe Biden got. So 10% of Trump voters still voted for Marcy Kaptur.
I like Marcy Kaptur.
I like Marcy Kaptur too. I mean, I think everybody kind of likes Marcy Kaptur.
That's why she wins.
That is why she wins. So that's a good thing. Chad Baker had a question. It didn't show up in the comments, but showed up on the live. What do you think? He said, "What do you think about the huge turnout to vote? Makes me happy, no matter who. That is a plus."
Look, I'm always excited when people exercise their right to vote. I think that's why I was, how can I put this? I want people, and I think this goes beyond any type of humanistic identifier. I want people who who consider themselves to be American citizens, who have gone through everything and registered to vote, to exercise their right to vote. I think that a lot of times when it comes to having concerns about the way that your world works, a lot of it is involved in politics. And before you complain, you should have done something to get in front of the problem. And so I think a lot of times when you talk about things like potholes, when you talk about things like how schools are funded, when you talk about things like access to healthcare for women, when you talk about access to abortion, these are all things that on some level have there's something political at play with them. And you have to know who is the person who is responsible for making these decisions on a much larger level and vote in your best interest before you can have a complaint, I think, a lot of times. So I tend to lean towards, like, when you're on social media, you're in an echo chamber, right? And so you're constantly shouting out to people who believe the same thing as you. So that's why I have no issue with saying go vote, because most of the people who I'm talking to are people who are like-minded, right? But if someone saw my post who happened to be a Trump supporter and they exercise their right to vote, I can't say that I'm upset with them, because we may have very different ideas of what a good leader is, but we may also agree on taxes and how those work. We may also agree on something else. So exercising your right to vote, I think, is an incredible experience. It's a responsibility. It's a right. And so I encourage everyone to do it. Just like I wouldn't tell someone who lived in a neighborhood that I didn't like not to take the census. No, like we all have a right as American citizens to vote and to have our voices be heard.
And I would actually want to give a special shout out to a buddy of mine, Chad Baker. Right, we've known each other since we were probably this tall, and he is one of the few Trump supporting friends that I have on Facebook that I just will not unfriend. You know what I mean? And we're from the same neighborhood, right? The Reynolds Corner neighborhood, and Marcy Capture is actually from our same neighborhood. Right? And Chad just commented that he likes Marcy Capture. So maybe he is one of those 10%, the people that didn't vote for Biden, that identifies as a Republican, that voted for Marcy Capture. Yeah. But I hope that one day we don't live in this world where everything is so hyper politicized. You know what I mean? And so there's still a few. I'm still hanging on. There's still a handful of Trump supporters that are hanging on as my Facebook friends, and I'm not. I haven't got rid of y'all yet. I don't know how, but it's because I love you still, right?
See, but I think I want to push back on that one, because I feel like last time I was on Together United and I brought up, having the opportunity for social media to go back to the heyday of, just it not being so politicized. You were the first one to say, nope, it's not going to happen. So now you've come to my side to say that you also hope.
I am on your side tonight. Right? Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. All right. But I do want to get to a couple other races, right? I want to make sure we get to I want to get to a couple other races, though.
I know that Tony Dia lost.
Whoa! Okay, where's that? Where's Tony Dia's results?
Keep scrolling. Just keep scrolling.
Let's get to, where is Toledo City Council?
Keep on scrolling. Wait, hold on, you're going too fast. Okay, keep on.
Oh, that's Lucas County Sheriff. I haven't seen the city council results at all.
Oh my gosh. Okay, let me see. La, da, 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 da. Sorry for you guys having to look at all of this scrolling. Coroner, Supreme Court, appellate judge.
Oh,
Ta-da!
there we go. All right, Toledo City Council. Katie Moline versus Tony Dia. I
Nothing.
So here's what I'll say to that,
Mm.
right? Is I still have barely seen any numbers move for Lucas County since the absentee ballots.
All I
Right.
know is that if Lucas County knows, how to be a decent county, that these numbers should look consistent when the other numbers pull in. So yes, I do believe that Katie Moline beat Tony Dia, and I am 100% supportive to Katie Moline beating Tony Dia.
Cool. That's cool. I mean, I here's the thing, and here's what I'm saying here is in the same way that Trump, like there's going to be a big bump of Trump supporters that voted today,
Mm-hmm.
right? So their results are going to come later in the night.
Okay.
I think that we can expect that same thing with this race. And while I do think Katie Moline is going to keep the lead, I think that it'll be closer. It'll be a little bit closer than it is right now.
I think that Katie Moline beat Tony Dia, and I am happy. So
Let's see if we got any comments.
All
right. So that's what we're looking at with Katie Moline and Tony Dia.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Tyler. So, another buddy of mine from way back, Tyler. I'm actually not running until next year. So thank you very much for the good luck, Tyler. But I'm not on the ballot this year. I will be ready next year though. So thank you. I'm going to keep as much of that luck and use it. I'm going to spend that luck. All right. So thank you. And to everybody else watching, we like comments, like, share, subscribe, depending on what platform you're watching this from. We want to see what you have to say.
So the next polls close in about 14 and a half minutes. So I got my map. Y'all see my map? Okay.
Oh, wait, we got some
pins.
Hold on, we got some yeah, we got some comments. So I'm sorry, y'all. There's some comments that come in. Can we go back small for just a little bit? All right. So yeah, we want to talk about some of these comments. So Lamar says he likes Dia. I think that I mean Dia had some problematic things with his campaign, man. I mean, it came out that he killed somebody and did 6 months for it. No matter how much political wind he had at his back, that was going to be a hard thing to overcome. Even though a lot of people feel like he was, the sympathy from his son's death was going to get him a big boost. So we've yet to see that boost tonight, and that's just reporting the facts. But I think there will be a bit of a boost later in the evening. I'm a little concerned about that as somebody who's hoping Trump loses, but I'm concerned about the numbers getting closer in the evening.
I don't like Dia.
So
I can say that. I'm not.
So yeah, Trisha says she adores Katie Moline.
Yeah, like okay,
Katie
look.
Moline's
so
nice.
Here's my thing with Katie Moline. When Katie Moline, I'm gonna be completely upfront. When Katie Moline was council, I was a little suspicious, only because when they did the vote through the city council members, there were other people who did not agree with Katie Moline, and then it was just decided that Katie Moline won, and then they had her plaque ready and waiting for her. So that just seemed a little odd. But from what I understand, from what I've learned about Katie and how she operates in city council, she's a numbers person, right? And I have had to become a numbers person.
You need a numbers person.
In my desire to reallocate funds from the police into different areas in the city. And so it would make more sense to have a numbers person who have nothing else I can talk to about how to reallocate those funds, as opposed to a man who Yes, in his younger days, murdered someone. Served a little bit of time, but murdered someone.
Yeah.
In his older days, proceeded to have a rap sheet longer than my size 12 foot. Okay. And then, even after all of that ended, went on to say, "Oh, I would run over protesters."
Right.
So you're like all the things wrong in the Bible. If you think about it, like you kill people, you break laws,
Let's not forget about the
you threaten to kill
sex
people.
trafficking allegations.
There's sex allegedly,
Allegedly,
sprinkle allegedly all over that. Like there are too many things that to have someone who is more capable as an opponent in city council makes you a non-starter.
I think people like in not trying. There's really no other way to put it. I think people saw through his bullshit, right? People saw through Tony's bullshit, and they could tell the real from the fake. And I'm not saying that to I'm not trying to, you know, I don't believe in kind of stepping on somebody's when they're doing bad, you know what I mean, pouring it on. I hope, you know, I hope things go well with the rest of his life, and you know, good luck. But
city council ain't it, bro.
Yeah, I don't want to go to city council.
Now,
hold on. I do want to so there was just an update. CNN just called South Carolina for Donald Trump. We're gonna go back to the sheriff's race in just a minute, but let's go back to the map and see what CNN was talking about.
I'm the map. I'm the map. I'm the map. I'm the map.
How do I go back?
I'm the map.
What I do? Oh man, what did I do?
So while he does that, apparently South Carolina was just called. Alabama was also called. Ohio has roughly 64% of the votes in, with Biden leading. North Carolina has 82% in, with Biden leading. Pennsylvania has 16% of the votes in, with Biden leading. And Wisconsin has 19% of the votes, with Biden leading. So
here's what we're looking at right now.
Yeah.
So what just happened was CNN just projected Trump to win South Carolina, 55% to 43%. All right. So the fact that South Carolina was even in play was kind of amazing. Let's go to South Carolina, pull this up on the map. So we got to talk about South Carolina for a minute. South Carolina, if you remember, was the big state in the Democratic primary. In the Democratic primary, Jim Clyburn from South Carolina, you know, one of the highest ranking black folks in the House. You know, famously endorsed Biden. Biden hadn't won a state before South Carolina, and then he won South Carolina. A lot of the moderate black folks showed up, you know, to vote for Joe Biden in South Carolina. And there was a lot of talk about South Carolina speaking for all black people and all black voters and all of that, right? And you know, this is actually really just, you know, I know for a lot of people, folks wouldn't have thought South Carolina was in play, but it actually was, right? A lot of money was spent here actually on a Senate race. And I actually want to check this out and see how, here you go.
Thank you.
I actually want to check this out and see how the Senate race is actually doing here in South Carolina. Because
that's Jamie Harrison, right?
Yeah, if you remember there's Lindsey Graham, who
Lady G
was in the Senate, but he's also running against a black candidate, right, by the name of Jamie Harrison. And let's check out. Oh, they haven't called it yet. So right now, Lindsey Graham. So yep, it's right along. It's right along party lines, or it's right along the election lines, right? Lindsey Graham is polling just a little bit under what Donald Trump is polling in South Carolina, 54% to 44%. This is still only 38% of the results
Math.
in right now, though. But more money was spent on this race than any other Senate race in United States history, right? So keep that in mind. You know, money, I'm a firm believer that money does not always translate into actual election wins. All right. Now we're going to stop this screen share. All right. Now we're going to so that's what's going on with South Carolina. I do want to bring it back to Lucas County. And also, I want to thank all of you for watching and tuning in, right? As we try to keep it local with what's going on here. So we got to move up and we got to talk about, let's talk about the judge race. So Lori Olander and Gonzalez. What is it? Is this recent? Which one is
I don't know, babe.
Oh, okay, I got it. I'm learning. Stick with me, y'all. I'm learning. Okay, so here we go. Lori Olander and Alfonso Gonzalez. Right, a lot of you saw commercials for Lori Olander.
I never saw a commercial.
I saw two tonight.
Okay.
I'm like, it's 6:30.
She got money.
Yeah, like it's 6:30. How much did that commercial cost, Lori Olander? But hey, if you got it to spend it, I guess.
If you got it, flown it.
But so this was an interesting race, right? Not just because it's Democrat and Republican or because it's the local judicial system. Alfonso Gonzalez was temporarily serving as a judge, and he actually got a DUI, and then tried to, let it be known to the state trooper that he was a judge.
Oh, that was him?
Yeah, that was him. That was him. And so that some can say the voters remembered that, and that backfired on him. Lori Olander is moving though to I know she's been working with the juvenile justice system. She'll now be moving up to, I don't know what you call it, big boy court. So so that'll be interesting to see, but that's really interesting.
Alrighty.
Oh, so hold on though. There is a race. I can't believe we haven't talked about this race yet. And I appreciate everybody commenting. Comment, like, share. If you got my number, text me. You know what I mean? But there is a race here that we have not talked about. There's a couple races we haven't talked about. One of them I keep putting off on purpose.
Which race is that?
Because I'm hoping the results change with the sheriff race. But so I'm gonna wait to talk about that to the end.
Now everybody's gonna go look it up.
Go ahead. I don't care.
You're terrible.
Okay, here we go. Nancy Larson and Derek Merrin, right? With right now, Nancy Larson has 61% of the vote against the incumbent Republican Derek Merrin with 38% of the vote. That is huge. Right? And I think it's one thing that's important to talk about and bring up since we're talking about the state house is a lot of people want to talk about here's the thing. I hear a lot of chatter about city council corruption, right? In that case with the FBI. I hear a lot of people talk about the presidential race, right? And corruption on the federal level.
Okay.
But folks keep forgetting about the $1 billion bailout with Larry Householder
Tell it.
and $62 million that was given to him and his friends to run races. Now, one of those races was, and when one of those people some money was given to was Derek Marin.
Ooh, child.
Yep. This tea is hot.
Burnt my tongue.
Oops. But among, and there's some other people, Democrats and Republicans, who that money spilt over to.
Well,
not all of which are under investigation right now, which I find to be interesting. And I wonder how that is, and how some people are under investigation for nefarious activity and getting a pay to play.
Okay.
That's what they call it, pay to play.
Okay.
Right? So just to take it back a little bit and to tell the story. And then here's the thing, y'all. Excuse us, because we're trying to talk to you, keep an eye on the results locally, and keep an eye on the results nationally, as history is actually happening. But so Larry Householder, who is the Speaker of the Ohio House, was given $63 million
right
to whip and lobby support for First Energy to get a $1 billion bailout. Now, all part of that plan was securing support for that vote. Was two sides. One was to make sure he was the speaker.
Okay.
Right? So in order to do that, they had to get other support from people in the Ohio House.
Okay.
Right? And then the other was to make sure that Republicans and Democrats voted for the First Energy bailout.
Okay.
Now, how do you encourage them to do that? They would give them campaign contributions.
Okay.
Right? Now, where this gets confusing for me and a lot of other people is with the internet casinos.
Okay.
Right? There was alleged pay to play, right? Well, we're giving you a campaign contribution in exchange for this vote.
Okay.
Right? And that was looked upon to be as corrupt activity by the FBI.
Okay.
The thing is there were campaign contributions given to other people in the House that served, Derek Marin being one of them, being one of several.
Okay.
And they voted for that bailout.
Okay.
But yet there's no investigation for them under pay to play by the FBI.
Oh, that's because they white.
You said it.
But you were thinking it.
Yeah, all right. There we go. Yeah. So, a lot of folks wonder, is that a double standard, that we're dealing with in politics?
Yes.
And they always say you got to be twice as good
to get half as far. Okay. So Derek Marin is able to continue to run his political campaign while skirting away from the politically corrupt act of pay to play, while a bunch of city council members in Toledo got raked over the effing coals
for a couple hundred. And meanwhile, we're talking about folks who are getting a couple thousand, right? So there is a double standard there.
I mean, yeah.
But look, let's not let this overshadow Nancy Larson for doing the dang thing.
Nancy Larson has been one of the most consistent campaigners, I think, for at least a year and a half.
Yeah.
Because I remember meeting her when we did that thing for Comedy Central. That was the first time I met her.
Oh, she was there
Yep.
for the Lake Erie Bill of Rights
Yep.
thing.
She was there for that because she introduced herself to me, and I was just like, oh, okay, good luck on your run, on your campaign. And I just kept seeing her and kept seeing her and kept seeing her, and she just kept showing up and giving legitimate support to progressive issues. And so I think that's why I'm really excited for her, because she has the kindest heart and she sticks up for what she believes in and she won't back down. And so the fact that she is coming in, she's leading the race right now for District 47. That makes me really excited for her. So I am super proud of Nancy for remaining steadfast, remaining true, campaigning for so long, and finally getting to see it pay off.
Yeah, Nancy Larson is one of the nicest people I've met, and there are a lot of people that aren't nice in politics, right? But she's nice. She shows up.
Hey, babe.
She's been an ally when it's time to be an ally. I'm sorry, what race was that?
I think it's Ohio District 47.
Ohio House District 47.
Yeah.
I want to see, because here's the thing: some of these races are cross county, and I'm curious as to how this actually goes. So, huh?
70% of the vote is being reported in Ohio.
Michigan is going to Trump?
Yeah. Well, that's what they're thinking. That's the projection.
Okay.
We'll
get back to the national map in just a minute.
Oh, gosh.
But right now, I want to give Nancy her flowers. Okay. You know what I mean? So if we just take a quick second, I do want to look at Ohio House District 47 as we bring this up. Is that your what's her name? I can't remember.
Regina Hall.
Regina Hall, your best Regina Hall impression?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm legit rocking back and forth and watching the news. I don't know what's happening. I should eat.
Okay. We're going to eat on live.
Look, you guys are watching me react to the election.
So that's Ohio House District 47.
I don't think it's showing up.
Oh, it's not? Mm-mm. Yes, it is.
Okay, there you go.
Okay. So that's like, part of this is definitely not Lucas County, right? Because this goes all the way out to Wauseon, Delta, and White House. So I think that's Fulton County. Okay, so that's telling only half the story with Nancy Larson's campaign. But that's why I want y'all to see, though, why it's so important for us to show up and show out for our people, because a lot of times they're the way these districts are drawn is not cool. 89 to 72 right now. Okay, let's go back to. I know, Ruth. I know. All right, we're gonna go back to the. Let's go. We got to check out the national election real quick, and figure out what the hell is going on, because apparently, while I'm talking to y'all, something big just happened.
I'm just
89. So right now, it looks like on the.
This was a terrible idea to go live.
We're gonna get off of here in a minute. We're not gonna spend the whole night on the live. So,
I don't know how these news anchors do it.
Because they're getting paid.
Oh, that's right.
We're doing this for free.
That's right.
But we're doing this because we love y'all. But
I do.
But yeah. So. Okay. President.
I know I should have just went to bed.
No.
I should have just went to bed and just.
Okay. Let's go back to the main map and take a look at what's going on with the presidential election and break that down just a little bit. Okay. So right now we're looking at 89 electoral votes for Joe Biden, and we're looking at 72 electoral votes for Trump.
I love you too, Patty.
Yo, I feel like Ruth is doing what we all feel inside, right? Like, so I'm trying to be calm and cool.
Nope, freaking out in public.
You know, but Ruth is wearing her emotions on her sleeve. Bless you for that, Ruth. Okay, so here's the election, the national election results with Biden and Trump. Biden does have the lead, but remember, what is it? OMG WTF? How we looking with that?
All righty.
So remember, OMG WTF. So those are the it's an acronym for the swing states. So that's Ohio.
Michigan.
Right now,
Georgia.
Ohio's losing to Trump 50 to 47 with 70% in.
It's too early to call.
So Ohio, too early to call. Michigan.
Went
Damn.
to Trump.
55% to Trump. But that's still only 28% in. Georgia, still too close to call. Georgia right now is damn 55%. Right now, Georgia is 55% for Trump, 43% for Biden. This is getting scary. So that's OMG, Ohio, Michigan, Georgia. WTF. So Wisconsin. Y'all, this is bad news. 50. It's only 30% in, but 50% for Trump. Texas, 50% Trump, 47% Biden, 78%. That's going to be close.
Florida,
I already know is bad news. Florida is still too close to call. But it's showing 51% Trump, 47% Biden. All right. Last but certainly not least, I want to just get into all right. Okay, so last but certainly not least, because I'm not about to freak out on live, y'all. I'm trying to be cooler than that.
You're a better man.
All right. So last but certainly not least, Lucas County Commissioner looks like Pete Gherkin has a firm hold on that race. Right. 71% to 28%. So it looks like Pete Gherkin will get reelected to next Lucas County Commissioner. No one even challenged Tina Skeldon Wozniak. No one challenged Julia Bates. We need a new prosecutor really bad, right? That's a problem. But we need somebody to run against Julia Bates. Okay. So here's the one I've been avoiding all night. Mike Navarre, this is the Lucas County Sheriff race. Mike Navarre, 62%. Brent Warner, Mike Navarre, who was the Democrat. Brent Warner, 19%, and Earl Mack, 18%. I don't know. You know, I think that shows there was some weight with that I don't know. There's two things. There could be the weight of the Democratic Party endorsement, or it could be the name recognition of Mike Navarre. So that's kind of an interesting thing to think about there. We'll have to autopsy that once we get a little bit later, and figure out where people voted and who they voted for. But that's I'm disappointed to see that. When I see Mike Navarre, I automatically think of Victor Dale Jr., who was shot by Oregon police. So we cannot forget about that. Justice for Victor Dale Jr. So that's what we're so y'all, that's what we're looking at right now. Um, it's a difficult. Okay, right now Ohio's 51% Trump, 47% Biden, with all right, it's gonna be close, y'all. It's gonna be close. I'm gonna bring up this Ohio map again. Um, y'all want me to keep going? If y'all don't mind hanging with me tonight, I'm gonna keep going and keep talking with you all. All right, let's bring up Ohio. Okay. So since we got on the live, y'all, this is why, and this is the general trend that I've been worried about, right? Where we definitely we definitely wanted to. I don't know. Here's the thing: the absentee ballots, it definitely looks like we're overwhelmingly Democrat, and we showed up really strong. But as I said with the city council race, I still think Moline will carry that out. But a lot of those Republican votes are same day voting, so some of these later results are going to tilt to the right. And that's what we've seen in Wood County. That's what we're seeing in Ottawa County. Both of those were blue when we started this broadcast, and they're not blue anymore. Let's see. Let's look at the percentage of Lucas County. Lucas County still did really well, 72% for Biden in Lucas County. Let's try to compare that. If you compare that with Columbus, Columbus was at 70%. Cincinnati, 65%. Cleveland, 70%. Akron. Wow. So if you look at all of Ohio, you can't blame this on us. There's a higher percentage of Biden voters in Lucas County than anywhere else in the state of Ohio. I want to make that clear, right? A lot of people will question how progressive Toledo is, but let the numbers speak for themselves. We have the highest number of highest percentage, not numbers, excuse me, highest percentage of Biden votes here in Lucas County, more than any other county in Ohio, at 72.7% right now, with an estimated 40% of the results in. Okay, so that's what we're looking at. It's looking like it's going to be a long night. Drink water, pray. I don't know, whatever you do, but it's gonna be a long night. Let's hang in there. There's still a lot to be determined though. Also, so lastly, I'll see if there's any questions anyone has. I'll see if there's any questions anyone has. I guess let's go into these. Let's go down this. I'm going to go down a wormhole just for a minute. As far as worst case scenario or worst case scenarios. So one thing we're worried about is Trump declaring victory before there's actual victory, and them not counting every vote. All right. So we're already planning for that tomorrow. Count every vote. We got signs already. Okay. But a key part of our democracy is making sure every vote counts. It's still really early, right? The fact of the matter is it's still really early. and votes still have to be counted. So, nobody should be declaring victory until all the votes are counted, right? Ruth, anything you want to say?
Ah! Okay, no, seriously.
All right.
Okay.
This will be a full hour and 5 minutes, so we'll cut it off in 5 minutes.
Alrighty. If nothing else, I'm proud of Toledo. Lucas County did what Lucas County does. Shout out to Tina Butts and the movement.
That's who really deserves a lot of credit,
Yeah.
right? Like, so
Like,
when we
I was doing this stuff.
go ahead.
Shout out to Tina Butts and the movement. So Tina went through a lot this election season. And I'm not going to get into telling all of her business, but she went through a lot just as a woman who has family. But she remained steadfast in a way that is, I mean, iconic in the fact that she kept pushing and kept going and believed in Biden. And I mean, like, was one of the original people, like back when me and Julian were
in the primary.
Yeah, like when me and Julian didn't have faith in Biden at all, like Tina put Biden on her back for Lucas County. And so I think that a lot of the credit, if not most of the credit, for Biden winning in Toledo and Lucas County goes to Tina and the movement. So shout out to her. I am so thankful for you for at least keeping this little corner of my home, keeping it blue. Also, it is early. I think the next polls don't close for another 40 minutes. And even still, there are polls. I think I just read that Lucas County hasn't even, at least 2 hours ago, they hadn't turned in any of their ballots yet.
Right.
And this is at like 9:30. And there are like, I can't remember how many precincts there are, but it's
There's
early.
88 counties in Ohio. I don't know how many precincts. Oh, so there's a total
312.
Okay, so let's you can go ahead and keep talking. I'm gonna refresh the results real quick.
But yeah, I definitely look. I am freaking out because I know how much harder I had to work. I think to fight against active bigotry, overt racism, xenophobia, homophobia, just all of the phobias and the isms, having to fight against that in the past 4 years. And so I want to wake up and Joe Biden be president. I know that that's probably not going to be the news tomorrow because of all the counting that has to be done, but I mean, the fight is still going to be happening. The fight was going to happen regardless of who takes office next January, just because of the nature of the fight. Like, racism wasn't going away just because Biden became president, just like it didn't go away when Obama became president. Like, the work will always be there. So
I'm gonna give a quick update.
Yeah.
So we got a quick update with Lucas County results. So this is with 18.9% of the precincts coming in. Joe Biden is now 68% to 29%. So one of the reoccurring themes that I've said in this episode is that the votes that were made today, the later counted votes, are leaning red, which is troubling, especially because when we started off this, Ohio was blue, Wood County was blue, Ottawa County was blue. Those have all switched to red, right? So that is a troubling trend, without a doubt, as we are sitting at 10:24 Eastern Standard Time. But there's still a lot of votes to be counted, right? even if we look at Lucas County, 59 precincts out of 312 have fully reported. So that is a lot of votes still left to be counted. Right. So let's not get down too much. All right. So I just received an update from a friend. It looks like Marin, the House District Race 47.
No.
Ohio House 47.
Oh,
Derek
yes,
Marin.
Yes.
Yeah, Derek Marin is at 53%, while Nancy Larson is at 47%. So that's still really, really close. Again,
And that doesn't change how I feel about Nancy Larson.
yeah, and that doesn't change the way we feel about Derek Marin.
No.
But you know,
Look, y'all.
let this be a lesson, y'all. Every vote counts, right? And there's a lot of coalition building that needs to be done. There's a lot of grassroots work that needs to be done, regardless of the results out of the night. So don't let this evening make or break you. We're gonna stay plugged in. I'm not sure if Ruth is gonna join me.
I'm going to watch Hamilton again for the second time today.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Ruth is gonna be joining me on the comeback, but at some point I might come back and do an update later this evening. As we go into some of the wee hours of the morning, because this is my thing. I'm a political nerd. But nonetheless, stay optimistic as we march on until victory is won. I'm Julian.
What song is that?
The Negro National Anthem.
Okay, I was about to say I knew it sounded familiar.
Yeah. I'm Julian.
And I'm Ruth.
And thank you for watching another episode of
Together United.
Keep your head up, y'all.
Peace, y'all.
We ain't done yet.